Assalamu alaikum wonderful people. I'm Dr. Asma Mahmood from the Healing Clinic, and today we'll see how to make a pomegranate cake which is gluten free, dairy free and sugar free. Pomegranate is a fruit from heaven, and due to its active compounds punic elegans and punicinic acid, it has numerous medical properties like lowering the blood glucose, healing arthritis, helping with lowering the inflammatory markers of arthritis and other autoimmune diseases. Today we'll make a pomegranate cake which is not only a medicine but a treat as well. If you want to lose weight, treat diabetes, PCOS or any other disease with food and need dietary consultation, please call us at a given number. I have made this cake with coconut flour for those following a low carb diet. If you are not following low carb diet, you can use any other high carb flours like quinoa flour or even barley flour. It makes excellent with the barley flour. But keep in mind that barley is not gluten free. If you are aiming for a gluten free cake, use quinoa. Quinoa is a very good substitute for coconut flour in this recipe. So enough talking, let's see how we can make this delicious cake. First of all, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Also grease and line any baking dish or baking pan that you are using. I am using a bundet pan which is silicone. Silicone does not need to be greased or lined, so I am leaving it as such. But if you are using a cake tin, better line it with the baking sheet or a baking paper. And if you are using a cake tin, you can always grease it with the olive oil spray. The next thing we'll need will be our dry ingredients. I am using coconut flour which is 100 gram or about 1 cup in measurement. Coconut flour is low carb and gluten free. Along with the coconut flour, we'll be needing 1 cup or 100 gram of almond flour. You can easily prepare it by grinding up the almonds in your machine at home. All the measurements are in teacups, the cups we use for tea. Plus we'll be needing half a cup 50 grams of flaxseed or linseed flour. It is also called flaxseed meal. You can easily make the flaxseed flour by grinding the flax seeds either golden or brown in your grinding mill. As you can see, I have ground up the flaxseed as well as the almonds in my grinding mill. Grinding your nuts in your own grinding mill is a very easy, cheap and safe substitute for buying expensive flours from the market. If you do not want to use coconut flour, you can always use barley flour, but barley has gluten in it. For a gluten free substitute, you can use quinoa flour. Plus you will be needing 4 eggs. I am using organic eggs from my own chickens, and in addition to that I will be needing 300 ml of pomegranate juice, that is about 1 glass. And I will be using olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in my cake. I will be needing 75 ml, about half cup of extra virgin olive oil. Again, if you do not have a measuring scale, all the measurements are in teacups, the cups in which we have tea. In addition to that, for raising our cake, I'll be needing baking soda, 1 tablespoon. I'm not using baking powder because baking powder has gluten in it, and most of the baking powders also have aluminium in it. For sweeteners, I am using no-cal or stevia extract. I am using almost half a cup, but you can increase or decrease as per your taste. You can use erythritol, xylitol or any other sweetener of choice. I would recommend not to be using white sugar because white sugar is not good for brain health or even body health. If you need to use sugar, please use raw sugar, the raw brown sugar. Anyway, I'll be using half a cup of stevia. I'll be mixing all my ingredients in the blender jug. You can always use a hand whisk or even an egg beater. First things first, I cracked my 4 eggs in my blender. Now I'll add the rest of the wet ingredients. Here goes 1 glass of pomegranate juice, that is about 300 ml. Make sure that your juice is freshly squeezed and not store-bought because store-bought juice has sugar in it. Now I'll be adding my olive oil. Before blending up all the wet ingredients, I'll also add my 1 tablespoon of baking soda. but just make sure that you are using baking soda because baking powder has gluten in it. In addition to that, I'll also be adding my sweetener at this stage. I'm using stevia, so I'll be adding half a cup of stevia powder in it also. Now all our wet ingredients are in our blender jug. We'll just give it a good mix and make it frothy. The longer you blend it, the frothier your wet ingredients will be, and the frothier your wet ingredients are, the more your cake will rise. As you can see, I have blended it for about 10 minutes and my wet ingredients are very frothy now. Now I will be adding my dry ingredients, all the flours. First of all, I will be adding my 1 cup of coconut flour. If you are using any other flour, you can use that as well. Then I'll add my 1 cup of almond flour or almond meal in the mixture. And lastly, I'll be adding my flaxseed meal or flaxseed flour, which I have actually grounded up the flaxseed myself. Once all your flours are in the blender jug, again give it a good mix for about 10 minutes. And then pour your batter into your caking pan. I'm using my silicone abundant pan. As you can see, the consistency of our cake batter is very good. Not too runny and not too hard. If you feel that your batter is not runny enough, you can always add a bit of water in it. Now I'm using a silicone spatula to wipe out every last bit of the batter so that none of the batter goes to waste. After pouring all of your batter mixture into your cake tin, just give it a tap and make sure that the level is horizontal. It should not be unleveled from the top. Otherwise, it will give you a bumpy, uneven cooked cake. After about 25 minutes in the oven, you can see our cake is well done. The square put into it comes out clean. That means our cake is now done. You can see the smoke wafting out of our beautiful cake. The color of the cake is so pretty due to the pomegranate juice. You can serve it as a tea cake to your guest, or you can even have it as a snack. It is a very healthy snack. The macros of this cake can be found in the description box below. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Facebook group so that we can discuss these healthy foods and healthy lifestyles live. The link to our Facebook group can be found in the description box below. Please join us and do make this cake and tell us how it turned out for you. Take care and meet you soon.